All right, this is episode 7 of the JMCC Podcast, or maybe episode 8. Once again, I forgot.
Somewhere
But
around
yeah, this would be like sort of our summer wrap up episode because school's starting next week,
there. Yep.
and
Back
you
to
know,
school, kids.
with the schedules changing and stuff, it might be a little harder for us to actually go through week by week, which it's still been a bit difficult just to do that for the I guess past 2 months really.
Yeah.
But our first topic for our sort of wrap up special is craziest games and TV shows that we've played or seen just throughout our whole lives.
Yeah.
And my idea, or the reason I had this idea for the topic, was because I recently purchased Saints Row 4, which for anyone who's played Saints Row 3 or the third, I guess,
Yeah.
it can be like a really over the top game. And this one, it's a lot crazier because it has like aliens and superpowers in it.
Yeah.
So the dialogue itself is always really funny. They're just like cussing and saying all types of silly stuff.
Yeah.
But the gameplay itself, with superpowers, I'm like running around, just like knocking cars out of the way and flying through the city. And of course, with the customization, it's even funnier because you can make your character look like whatever.
Mhm.
And I have my guy dressed like Super Saiyan Goku because they have the hair in the game.
Oh,
So I just made it, yellow, and I just made a suit that was orange and blue,
nice.
and I just like fly around like Super Saiyan Goku beating people up. But like that game is just insanely over the top. It's all types of stuff. Like the references in the game are really silly.
Yeah.
Like Matrix and Transformers and Star Wars and all types of other stuff.
Mhm.
And it's just a crazy over the top fun game to play, just like the third one is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I was thinking about crazy anime in particular, and there's this one show called Valrave that I was watching towards. I think it was the spring season, but it was the season before this current season, and it's just a crazy show, and it kind of bleeds into our next topic, so I won't talk about it too much. But it's I guess it's a show that's kind of that people that watch anime, like the internet anime community, really likes talking about it because it's just very crazy, and they like watching it as it airs together as a group and just talking about it and talking about how silly some of the things that happen in Valorant are and how crazy some of the storyline is. Um, in terms of crazy games, I actually played Asura's Wrath over the summer for the first time, and that's
But
pretty.
yeah, I played the
crazy.
demo for that and
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
some of the gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm trying to think of. Crank 2, High Voltage. That's
Yeah, that's a
pretty
really
crazy.
silly movie.
Yeah. Well, the Crank series itself is just pretty
Yeah.
crazy, but
Like my mom hates the second one because it's so like the first one is more serious than the
Yeah,
second one
yeah.
is, and then the second one's like really insane and over the top. But I thought it was hilarious how
yeah,
stupid it was.
It was
Like it was really weird and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as TV shows, I guess the biggest one I can think of that a lot of people will already know is Invader Zim. It's definitely one of the craziest shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just like Gurr himself as a character is really crazy. Some of the things he said,
Yeah.
and just all the other random characters. In pretty much any episode, there's just something that makes zero sense, but it's hilarious because Invader Zim is just funny like every episode.
Yeah.
But overall, it's definitely one of the craziest shows like ever created.
Yeah. But it's also really funny and enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Like, because I think Tim and Eric's pretty crazy, but I never understand Tim and Eric when I watch it. So,
Um,
but yeah.
Super Gel. Have you ever seen that?
Super Joe.
Super Gel is like insanely bloody and
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
but it's like they did a comparison for that show, and it was another one
Mhm.
on Adult Swim where like all the people die in every episode. I can't remember what the other one was. I want to say it was Venture Brothers, but I don't think it was
I don't
that.
think everybody does in Venture Brothers.
Yeah, it
but
wasn't.
that's-
I think it was Robot Chicken,
Oh, okay.
and it was like how many people die per episode, and like Super Gel versus Robot Chicken. It was like
Yeah.
a ton because in Super Gel they'll have. I think there are about 8 characters that constantly live,
Yeah, there
and
are.
then everybody else just gets like destroyed, like either by insane plants or like giant bugs or
Yeah.
just some weird contraption that's like just squishing people or like handicap. There's like an episode where like the handicap people were like beating up all the regular people. It was so weird, but
Yeah.
like they just die in like insane ways.
Yeah, and I think in that show the opening's different every time because
Yeah.
it's the same guy being caught and sent to super jail.
Yeah.
But he's doing different crimes.
Yeah, and he
So-
like every opening he ends up killing someone or people die in some random way because the robot that captures him
Yeah.
will pretty much just like fly through people and just to take him to
Yeah,
jail.
exactly.
And
yeah.
like it's really like one time I think he like robbed a bank or something and he set it on fire or some crap like that. And so
Yeah.
the ambulance came or like the fire trucks came. There were like two of them and they just hit each other and all the people like flew out and the truck just exploded. I was like that was so ridiculous, but it was hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Another anime was God, I'm trying to another, and that's just the title of it.
Okay.
That one I consider pretty crazy just because of how bloody and gory it is, and I guess that kind of goes into our next topic too. But so I won't get too much into it now. But that one's like insanely gory and crazy. Just some of the deaths that you see in that.
Yeah.
But that's a really good anime that I like.
Okay. Yeah, like When They Cry is the same thing. Because I won't. It's not really a school anime, but it revolves around kids, and you really don't learn the premise of that show till the second season. So every episode, you're just watching different scenarios of like all these kids dying, and like the person actually killing these kids will change. Like it might be one kid one episode that's killing everybody, then another kid might have a psychotic break and kill someone else, or it's just crazy. But yeah, or I forget what it's called in Japanese, but it's called When They Cry in English, and that one's out on DVD at least, so you can find that if you're interested. Yeah.
Any other games or anime you can think of, or just American shows too?
Yeah. I can't really think of anything else right now. Yeah.
Of course, you can always comment below. I don't think I mentioned that except for like every once in a while, but definitely comment below when you watch this, all your opinions and things like that.
Yeah, let us know that someone's watching.
Yeah. I guess the last little game I can mention, it's not too crazy, but it's just the style of it.
Yeah.
Would be Devil May Cry 3.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Specifically more than the others, just because it's so
It
comedic
takes
and over the
itself
top.
less seriously than the first two, definitely.
Bayonetta too is just made by the same people, except they're just Platinum Games now.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you've played Bayonetta or if you've seen Bayonetta, it's insanely over the top, more so than even Devil May Cry 3. Just
Yeah.
the moves are really over the top in some of the scenes,
Okay.
and
Lollipop Chainsaw.
yeah, definitely Lollipop Chainsaw
Yeah.
and No More Heroes. They kind of just led into like all the same games now that I think about it.
Now,
Like they all have that sort of comedic sense
there's
to them.
this game called, I think, Killer is Dead. Is that a sequel to Killer 7? Made by
No,
the same
that's
people?
it's made by the same guy. That's Killer is Dead is made by Suda51,
Mhm.
and he made No More Heroes and Killer 7,
Mhm.
but it's not
Oh, okay.
a sequel. I don't believe it's a sequel.
I
I
don't
think it's
believe it's a
because it's like a guy and he has like a cyborg arm and a katana and stuff.
Okay. It
It
looks
looks
more
cool.
similar to Killer 7 than No More
Yeah,
Heroes.
the art style is definitely Killer
Yeah.
7,
Uh-huh.
and I'm definitely waiting for No More Heroes 3. There is a game. There's something coming out, and it's apparently not No More Heroes 3, but a lot of people think it has something to do with Shinobu from the game,
Okay.
because the still looks a lot like Shinobu from No More Heroes. So hopefully it's at least a spin-off before No More Heroes 3, because
Yeah.
that's definitely one of my favorite franchises, even though it's only 2 games.
You could go the Kingdom Hearts route and just have a
Just-
whole bunch of like in-betweens
spin-offs,
and
yeah.
sequels and prequels.
But that's just crazy topics or crazy games and shows we've seen.
Yeah.
But moving on, going into the more of a back to school sort of feel, we're gonna go into our favorite anime based or school based animes.
Mhm.
And you want to start off with the show you mentioned?
Okay, so Valrave. So Valrave is a show about a kind of space colony that's, or a specific part of a space colony is just a school full of kids. And I believe it's revealed, I can't remember the exact plot of it, but it's revealed that aside from being just a school, it's actually like a place where these scientists are actually developing pilots for these things called Valraves, which are these giant mechas. So it's like, and it's also very dramatic, but it's like it's kind of like a mixture of slice of life and like mecha fighting anime. So it's just, it's ridiculous. And then there's like vampires in it, kind of. and it was just a very fun show to watch as it was airing because every episode is kind of very crazy and leaves you in a very weird place. I guess High School of the Dead, you could say that's
Yeah.
kind of starts
It-
out in the
it's,
school.
yeah, it's still called High School of the Dead, so
It
still
is
counts.
still called High School of the Dead. And what's another one? Tuning. I forget the full name, but there's a show called Tuning that I really like. It's a KyoAni show, and KyoAni does Tamago Market. I believe they did K-On, or they do another very famous series, but they have really high production budgets, and usually their shows are pretty good. So I liked Tuning, I think is what I said it was.
Tuning. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really funny because it's about these middle schoolers that are still pretending to be superheroes, but whenever they fight like in that kind of pretend way,
Oh, that's weird.
oh boy, because there's no movement in the room.
There, I don't know if that's how they do it. You can keep going. I'll figure it out.
Maybe they turned off the lights on us.
There we go. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're back. So I was saying tuning or about these kind of middle schoolers. Some of them are trying to move on and become more mature, and some of them are kind of stuck in their ways. But whenever they have like play fights, they actually have really big budget like anime style fight scenes like in their imagination. So it's just
It's kind of like the really old South Park episode.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It kind of just switches to
when
like,
Butters got a
Yeah.
real ninja star like stuck in his face. Yeah, it was like that. It was
that's
like
cool.
that.
They do that in, I wish Baka and Test, they do that, which is also a school-based anime.
Mhm.
And when like their avatars fight, there's like one specific scene they really did it, and it
Yeah.
was kind of funny. It was like not representative of the actual fight because all they do is just like hit each other and they win. But they
Yeah.
have like this huge anime scene where there were like explosions and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was really funny.
Mhm.
The anime I mentioned, another, is based in high school. I won't talk too much about it because it's only 12 episodes, so I can't say too much about the plot.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's sort of I guess it's sort of a thriller suspense type anime, and these students in this classroom start to die, and they have to figure out pretty much how to stop it. Like that's the most basic explanation I can give without spoiling the twist that they have in the show because it's so short. There's only a few episodes where you don't get the answers, but
Yeah.
definitely check that out if you enjoy like a really mature suspense thriller type anime.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely an older one that I really enjoy, and I believe it's still going in the manga form, is Iki Tosen, and that's definitely an older manga. The anime has, I believe, 4 or 5 seasons to it, so you can check that out. But it's a school-based anime where basically there's 3 separate high schools, and pretty much all the main characters are reincarnations of old feudal Japan, like either there were generals or warlords, or they were somehow crucial to an old war in Japan.
Yeah, yeah.
And so every character is a reincarnation, and basically they're going through living the person's life out, so they already know the history. So pretty much every character knows who's gonna live and who's gonna win and things like that. And then the second season, it gets a lot better to me because people, once certain things start to come up, like, instead of, oh, we're gonna lose this fight, it's like this character's gonna die or something like that. So they really get into like changing their destinies and things like that. So the anime actually gets really, really good in the second season, and the other seasons are really great as well once they, go through. But that's a really good like comedy action based anime. It's definitely pretty sweet. Like I said, I believe it's still ongoing in manga form, so check that out too.
Yeah. The World God Only Knows is also one of my favorites. That's also still ongoing in anime form. I'd probably recommend that you watch like the newest season, or I think there's one season out that's definitely out on Blu-ray and DVD. And I believe there's another season that's either just finished airing or is currently airing. But I'd check it out. It's it's about a boy that plays a lot of what's it called? A lot of light novels, or yeah, I think that's what they're called, or visual novels. basically like romance games where you actually have to you choose your dialogue and the story unfolds based on what dialogue you choose. So he's really good at that. So he has to use his skills in VNs or in visual novels or VNs isn't the right in romance games. I'll just call them romance games to actually win the hearts of these girls at his school. And it's kind of corny, but if you like harem stuff and you kind of like romance a little bit, you might like it. So that's another good school-based one. Oh no, do you?
Well, something we talked about recently, which is brand new. Ruby is, I guess it's not really. Well, it's school based. The characters are they're in the school or academy learning. But that's a new anime by Montaigne. If you saw the old episode, you already got the explanation. But for anyone who hasn't, Ruby's like a new anime by Montaigne. It's on roosterteeth.com. You can check it out. It comes out every Thursday. I don't know if they have a specific time for when they upload it, but check I guess around 5 or something on Thursdays, and you can get the episodes. It's tomorrow I think is gonna be the 7th episode, but you can check out every episode and check out all the trailers. They're all pretty cool. The show, I can tell you right now, is every episode is fairly short. Like the first one's the longest, and it's only 12 minutes. So you can definitely go through. I guess the best thing about it is if you get distracted and you want to watch it, you won't be distracted that long because it's the episodes are fairly short. But it's definitely something worth checking out. Every episode, no matter how short it is, every episode is like really amazing. Yeah. So definitely check out Ruby. That's a cool action. It's more action based than anything. But with it starting off, it's more the story, getting to know the characters and things like that. So check that out too.
Yeah.
There's not much else I can really think of as far as none that I've seen. All the basic stuff with just characters in school would be like Bleach or, well, I guess not really Naruto. Yeah. I think Yu Yu Hakusho kind of counts. I think they're in school a lot though in Yu Yu Hakusho, aren't they? And it's been so long I can't. Yeah. And I guess Sailor Moon counts.
But like a lot of shonen anime starts off at school at least. Like
starts out really simple and stuff.
Like Shauna, I think, starts out at school or in school and all sorts of things. But check any of those out. They're all pretty good. So
end of summer. With the end of summer, of course, back to school stuff. We decided we'll go over some of our favorite things that have happened, over this summer. Yeah. I guess one of my favorite things, and it's not really anything I actually participate in, is actually Sword Art Online, big on Toonami. Like I saw the anime before it got dubbed, but it was pretty cool that it got dubbed so quickly because it was such a popular anime last year. Yeah. And Toonami, they picked it right up, and now you can check it out on Toonami dubbed. And I think I only watched like one episode just to hear the voices and stuff, and it seems pretty well done. Yeah. Soul Eater is also on Toonami, which like I love. That's like my favorite anime. Like I bought the DVD, so I've seen all the episodes, but it's still a really good anime that you can definitely check out. I think the whole thing's on YouTube. Like Funimation put it up so you can watch it there. Just Toonami in general, even though it started up last year. Just watching Toonami again is still pretty cool because personally I do it, even though all I watch really is Bleach, even though I could easily watch it online for some reason. Yeah. For some reason I just don't, and I just choose to watch it on Toonami when it airs. And IGPX is definitely fun to watch. I haven't seen that in since it originally aired. Yeah, and I'm sure in a couple years either. Yeah, and I'm sure it would be, even if I found it online, it wouldn't look nearly as good. And just because it's an older show, so the files would probably be older and everything like that. But just Toonami in general is definitely one of my favorite things still. Just every Saturday night watch some anime and stuff. Okay.
But I've been watching a couple things as they've been airing. And also, if you're wondering how to watch this stuff as it's airing, if you don't want to download it, illegally onto your computer, you don't have the hard drive space, or you can't run it on your computer, you can go to Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll has most of those animes with subtitles, and you can watch them. There are commercials, so it's kind of similar to Hulu for currently airing stuff. But I've been watching Gatchaman Crowds a lot. I've been watching Majestic Prince. I probably talked about this already. But there was some good anime this in the beginning of the summer, and then going into the summer, we've got some continuations of good stuff and some other new things that we started to show. So, or that had started to air in the middle of the summer, I should say. As far as games go, I have been playing Dragon's Crown a lot. I know that I said that the kind of sexual nature of the game kind of turns me off a little bit in some ways, but the actual mechanics of the game are quite fun, and I enjoy that a lot. I saw The Heat over the summer, and I thought that was really funny. But as far as reading manga, I've really just been kind of keeping up on what I'm currently reading. I haven't found too much, even though I'm going to have to find some stuff for this semester for the group, and it's kind of hard because we've read so much already. But yeah, I haven't been reading too much. I've been reading like novels and things like that, but I've been reading some older novels, not too much anime. But how about you?
I haven't read it in such a long time, but One Piece, because I started it and I was like, I'm gonna try to catch up. I haven't read it in like a month though, and I'm on 100 and something, so I have like 600 chapters to go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like One Piece looks good, but I don't wanna. I've already read caught up on reading hundreds of volumes, and I don't think I can do it again. It's really tough.
Yeah, I want to get into it because it's the number one, I believe, in Japan right now, and it has been for a long time because it's like one of the oldest.
Yeah.
And I can really enjoy the characters and stuff. I used to watch it when it came on, and I'd probably be caught up if it wasn't constantly going on and off. Which once again, that's on Toonami as well now. So I record all the episodes, but I don't watch them because they're obviously so far ahead.
Yeah.
And I decided, once I do finally catch up, then I'll just watch the episodes in English.
Not worry about trying to read
and I won't actually catch up or anything. And I might if I actually enjoy it so much, and still watch the anime just to see the fights and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've never tried to catch up on something that actually releases weekly though. That's way too much.
It would be easier, but it's so long. The chapters,
exactly.
like Naruto, I read that too. And Naruto is like 15 pages or 20 or something.
Yeah.
And I figured One Piece would be just like that.
Yeah.
But every chapter is like 30 or 40 pages.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So it takes a lot longer because I'm thinking it's going to be I can get, I'd be on 200 instead of 100 by now. But everything is like 20 or 30 or 40 pages. And it's I didn't expect that at all. And it kind of makes it just harder to read it all.
Yeah. The only bad thing about being caught up though is if it's like a monthly release or it's kind of on an irregular schedule, it gets kind of hard to keep up because you kind of stop figuring it. Like with Berserk, I feel like Berserk has 2 new chapters every year now. That's what I feel like. It's supposed to be released monthly, but he's so behind. And the thing about it is you forget what's going on in the story. Like every couple of months, they'll just say, "Oh, there's a new chapter up," and then I have to kind of figure out, remember exactly what was going on in the story. So it can be tough.
Speaking of monthly, Soul Eater just ended. Like I mentioned the anime, the actual manga. The manga just ended.
Yeah.
That was really good. Like I said, it was my favorite anime, and it became my favorite manga because once I watched the anime, I went straight to reading the manga because I loved it so much, and that finally ended. And it was really cool to get a conclusion to the story. It's one of my favorite manga that I've ever read. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
There wasn't much else aside from that really. Just some games and stuff. Like I said, Saints Row. I guess the Steam sale was pretty good. I actually bought a lot of stuff during the Steam sale.
Yeah, I actually never bought stuff during the Steam sale before, so this was.
Yeah, I got like I mentioned, I got Grand Theft Auto games. I got 3 Vice City, San Andreas, Bully, Fallout, which is really the only thing I'm playing. Ninja Blade. I tried playing Ninja Blade and it was I think I mentioned this last week, didn't I? Yeah, it's in super slow motion, so I can't even play the game. I have to get a new laptop.
Really? It's that high definition?
I don't know what it is. I put everything low and it's still in super slow motion.
Oh.
So if I jump, it'll take 5 seconds instead of 1. So I can't even play Ninja Blade, but you know, it doesn't matter. But I also got I finally got Portal 2. That was really fun to play.
Yeah, I have Portal 2. I haven't played in a couple months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't done the co-op for it yet, but you know, it was mostly for the main story, really.
Yeah, same.
Just like the story to Portal, and I went to hear the song finally. But you know, I enjoyed that. Got some other stuff. I think I bought like X-Men, like the 1990s cartoon.
Oh.
I got like the whole series for $50.
Okay.
And I just like yesterday got Beast Wars Transformers, so I'm definitely excited to watch that
Yeah.
because that was my original Transformers. So I, you know, can't wait to like rewatch that because I haven't seen that in forever, really. But
Yeah, so,
yeah,
yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I feel like the last DVD that I bought, I think, was maybe Venture Brothers a couple months ago. I think I got it on sale one of the more recent seasons, or it was actually one of the older seasons. It was like season 3 or 4. I really like that show, but I'm not caught up at all because I don't really watch too much TV anymore. But yeah, I've been trying to keep up or reading certain comic books, American comic books. I read Fables right now. Telltale Games is, I guess, making a Fables game with Big B Wolf, or the Big Bad Wolf, basically. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I try to read X-Men, but it's so hard to keep up because there's so many different books you gotta follow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something I wanted to get into and I haven't really gotten into it is have you heard of Avengers Arena?
No, is that an online game?
No, it's a comic. It's
Oh.
they have like a lot of different characters. I can't remember. I think it goes off of X-Men Academy or something like that.
Avengers Academy?
Avengers Academy,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it goes from that, and it takes some of the characters from that and just other, you know, characters from the universe. And it's kind of like Battle Royale pretty much. And Arcade takes these characters and instead of doing what he normally does, which is like he'll trap people in these weird things, but they always escape.
Yeah.
Instead, he decided to just put them against each other to kill each other
Mhm.
because he knows that he can make it work. So I wanted to get into that just because it seemed really cool.
Yeah.
I love the cover art for it. Like the very first one is like Battle Royale,
Mhm.
and so it's like the characters in suits and stuff like that. And the second one is Lord of the Flies, and the third one, I believe, the third and fourth one have the cover from like Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, yeah.
So it's really cool that it actually references all the stuff. And like my favorite thing was the Battle Royale stuff because you know it's a lot like Battle Royale.
I read Battle Royale, and has some freaky artwork in it.
Yeah.
It's-
Like I've never read that. I have the movies though, like
Yeah.
Battle Royale 1 and 2, and those are really great movies. Well, the first one's great. The second one was really campy and weird.
Yeah.
Like it goes off of the first one, but the characters were just like too over the top,
Yeah.
so I didn't enjoy it as much. But
Okay.
the first one is like a great movie. So check out Battle Royale if you haven't seen it.
It's for adults, so kids don't.
Yeah,
don't-
it has
don't
teenagers
look
in
up
it,
on
but
that.
yeah,
Yeah, but it has very adult themes, so.
like
stay
it's
away
just
if you're young.
it's And I was thinking about it when I was coming in because I was thinking of Hunger Games,
Mhm.
but I'd say personally, I'd say it's a more mature version of Hunger Games because Hunger Games, even though they kill each other, it's really not that bad
Yeah.
as far as in the movie. Like the books, obviously, with you reading it, I'm sure it's more,
It's
because
more graphic,
once again,
too.
be more visual
Yeah.
mentally. Oh,
It's
It's a motion
it's
sensor,
motion
yeah.
sensors. Yeah.
because we're not moving enough.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lot more visceral than the Hunger Games movie. So check that out if you like, I guess, violence, and it does have a really good story to it with characters being from the classroom, and they have to pretty much figure out how do I kill all the people that I know and things like that. Who do I pretty much become?
Yeah.
And so it's a bigger connection than it is in Hunger Games, where it's just random people.
I don't know how Hunger Games works, but in Battle Royale, if someone doesn't die at a certain period of time, someone will randomly be killed. So they're forced to actually fight each other, which I imagine they must have some type of mechanic in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It was like 3 days or something like that, and at the very end, it's like if you don't do it, you die. It's just like that in Battle Royale.
Yeah.
And Battle Royale also had like danger zones where it was like from this time to this time, if you're here, basically your neck brace will explode and kill you. So
Yeah, that's true. The actual field of play shrunk as well. Yeah. So they had to be in a certain area, in a certain proximity with one another, so it increased the chances of them getting into altercations. But yeah, I'll have to read that. I didn't know that's what Avengers Arena was actually.
yeah.
So
And I'm not sure if that's even ongoing or if it finished. I know there were a lot of petitions because some characters died, and it was like,
they didn't want them to die.
yeah, because it was sort of like from Avengers Academy with these
Yeah.
characters being so known after such a long time,
Yeah.
and then they kind of just get killed off in like the very next series that comes out
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah. Well, I mean that's what made Battle Royale good because some of the characters you thought would live a long time did not. I mean, I feel like at the end there are certain characters that you spend a lot of time with that you did feel like were going to make it to the end and did, but there were other characters that were like, oh, he's going to make it to the end, or and
Yeah.
he gets like one of them gets killed before the game even starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty intense because
Yeah.
that was like the first time you see the violence, especially the way that it's drawn. It's drawn in a very graphic way, very rude angles. But yeah, it's a very good series.
I guess moving on from what we enjoyed most, we're gonna go into our most anticipated things for either this year or next year, just things we hope to see in the future.
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind for me since Soul Eater ended, I'm like pretty much everyone who really enjoys that series, I'm definitely hoping for a new anime, a lot like how Full Metal Alchemist has Brotherhood. I'm hoping Soul Eater gets.
Did the anime actually end?
Yeah, the anime
It
ended.
diverged from
Yeah,
the manga? Okay.
yeah, because the anime came out long before the manga actually ended, so it splits, a little bit like just after the halfway point. It kind of splits up, and it has to go its own path so it can actually end because the manga obviously hadn't ended.
Yeah.
Because I think the anime came out in maybe 2009 or something. So obviously, 4 years later, the series finally ends, so they can go back now
Mm-hmm.
and create a full anime with all of the actual scenes and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see that. Like some of my favorite moments
Mm-hmm.
were only in the manga, like when they get into like the second half when they all like basically switch costumes and stuff. That's one of my favorite parts because it adds a lot of different elements to it, and just to see how the characters look in the new outfits and,
And I
stuff.
imagine there's some characters that weren't even animated if it was only halfway through, right?
Yeah, like
so-
some people weren't in the anime at all, and
Yeah.
certain characters, just certain story elements were completely flipped around. So if you haven't read Soul Eater, you
Yeah.
should watch the anime first because a lot of things will happen, and you won't really know exactly how they're gonna happen in the manga. And when you actually read it, it makes it, it's a whole new experience, and it actually makes it a lot better
Mhm.
because you have these expectations of this character does this or does that, and then it's completely different. So it's
Yeah.
actually really cool. But that's probably what I'm hoping for the most is a Soul Eater anime
Yeah.
or a new one, I should say.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second season of Valrave, since I've been talking about it so much. I'm also looking forward to the next season of JoJo. They say they're going to animate everything, and if you don't know JoJo, it's this series called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it basically follows a blood line called the Joestar bloodline. So all of the protagonists are basically the descendants of the previous protagonist for every season. So they're going to be doing Stardust Crusaders, which is probably the most famous and well-known story arc in all of JoJo. And I actually read it beforehand just so that way I know what happens. I started reading the one after that as well, but I haven't finished it. So I'm just looking forward to seeing more JoJo. I'm looking forward to Anchorman 2. That's not really an anime, but I really like
I think
the
that would
first
be funny.
Anchorman.
I like the first
That,
one too.
yeah, I like the first one. So, yeah, and I guess I'm looking forward to the Telltale games. Fable's
Fable.
game. Yeah, I'm looking forward.
Telltale does really good games. If you don't know, they did the Walking Dead video game
They did.
and the Back to the Future video game, and both of those are like highly acclaimed video games. So check those out.
Yeah. Oh, you know that Walking Dead is getting an Ouya game. Or Ouya's getting a Walking Dead game, I should say.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that recently. But yeah, I'm probably looking forward to some games coming out I can't remember, or I can't really think of any off the top of my head right now. I know
I'm excited for Assassin's Creed. I'm always excited for Assassin's Creed. I like that franchise.
Yeah, I'm actually excited to see the new Grand Theft Auto as well. I'm sure.
I pre-ordered that. I pre-ordered it to get the poster,
Yeah.
but it does look really nice.
Yeah. Dark Souls 2 should be coming out fairly soon. I think towards the end of this year. We have new systems coming out. I'm not going to be buying it because I can't afford it, but
Exciting.
yeah, it's exciting nonetheless.
Yeah. Batman Arkham Origins comes out October.
Oh.
I want to say 24th or 12th or something like that. But
Mhm.
you know, if you've played obviously the Arkham games, they're insanely popular, and this one's a prequel. So
Prequel to the first one, or prequel
to the first one.
Oh, okay.
So it starts off with like a younger Batman, and Joker is in it, and it's a younger Joker. It's not Mark Hamill, it's
Yes, of course.
Troy Baker, who's a really good voice actor. I like watched the video; he does great.
Mhm.
And they have, I believe they have Nolan North again as Penguin, and they have Black Mask in this one. And I don't remember who else. I know.
Deathstrike.
Yeah, Deathstroke.
Deaths-
I was about to say Deadshot, but that's
Is
it.
it
It's
Deathstrike or Deathstroke?
Deathstroke.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Deathstroke is in the game.
Yes.
Or Slade Wilson, if you want to call him.
Yes.
But he's in the game. I can't remember who else, but definitely excited for that. It takes place during the winter too, just as a weird,
Yeah.
different aesthetics. It
Yeah.
seems like it would be cool,
Yeah.
and the new gadgets, things like that.
It would be funny if like a Batman game took place like in broad daylight, just like a summer day.
It's like, is that Batman? No,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's not much else I can really think of as far as the future. There's stuff that I want, but I know we won't get, and it's just like an anime for 666 Satan. Like I don't think that'll ever happen because the manga's so old now.
Yeah. You
But,
never know. I mean, once
It's-
Naruto ends, is Naruto over yet?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Once Naruto ends, you never know. They might try and animate that to fill the vacuum, like give you an OVA or something. But I don't know.
That would be cool. But 666 Satan is made by Seishi Kishimoto, who is Masashi Kishimoto's brother, and Masashi Kishimoto makes Naruto.
Yes.
And 666 Satan, I guess that's my second favorite because it was my favorite, and then I got into Soul Eater.
Yeah.
But 666 Satan is definitely like an amazing manga. It's shonen, but I feel like it definitely strays from the typical shonen stuff, aside from the tournament that they have.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
think
you have to have a tournament.
yeah, it's shonen, but I think the tournament they have is pretty cool. I mean, obviously every shonen anime does a different anime or a different type of tournament,
Yeah.
but I think how they did it because they had like this weird sort of orb thing where there's like no gravity, and just all the fights took place in like this weird like zero gravity orb, and how the characters had to basically rework their powers with no gravity. I thought it was a cool twist to just people using their powers in the fight.
Yeah.
But I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much else, like I said.
Yeah.
Like you said, consoles, games. Okay, TV shows, definitely Supernatural coming back. That's my favorite TV show right now.
Okay.
Justified is my second favorite. I cannot wait for that to come back on either.
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia comes on September 5th. I
Mhm.
love that. I have like the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
The League comes on with that too. I love that show.
The league is on
XX.
FXX.
Yeah, they both are now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's for. I don't remember what they're gonna put on that, but they put, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The League,
Yeah.
and I can't remember the other show. I know the name is Politically Biased, but I can't remember the guy's name who hosts the show. But they put those on there because all 3 of those are very popular shows, and they know everyone's gonna watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and The League. Those are like some of their anchor shows, pretty much. So
Yeah.
they put those on
want
there.
to, yeah, they want to establish their new net or their new sub network.
Yeah.
By putting programming that people want to see on it.
So I'm excited for those for
Yeah.
sure. I can't really think of any other shows that are coming back. Revenge, that's a really good show.
Okay.
On ABC.
Yeah.
It's a really good drama show. It's like insanely popular too.
Well, I think for me, Parks and Rec is coming back on. I love that show. hopefully, Happy Endings gets.
I thought no happy endings.
It got canceled, but they were saying that they might actually put it on a cable network, but I don't.
That
think
would be
it's
cool.
gonna
I do like happy endings. I got into that
Yeah, yeah.
like last year, and I really like that show.
What else? I still watch Law and Order, the only one left, Special Victims Unit. So the last, it always ends on a cliffhanger because I feel like they shoot that show like 24 or year round. They just take breaks so that way they have more episodes to show you. So that way they're always ahead. But I like that show. Oh, and I saw this movie by Lake Bell, who was on Children's Hospital. If you've ever seen that show, I believe she wrote, directed, and starred in a movie called In a World, and it's really funny. It has Nick Offerman in it, who's Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. It's got Dimitri Martin in it, Tim Notaro. A lot of really funny comedians are in it. But yeah, just check it out if you can. It's not in major theaters. I saw this at like an art house theater when I visited my mom in Philadelphia. But if you can find it, if it's in your area, I check it out. It's a really funny movie. But yeah, so.
Alright, so I guess we'll end it there. If we do a part 2, definitely check that out. But thanks for watching this one, and definitely comment below all the
Yes,
things,
please.
all the topics, favorite stuff from this year, things you anticipate in next year, things like that.
If there's something you want us to talk about, also.
Yeah, well, definitely give us topics.
Yeah.
I guess we could always talk about Star Wars coming, new Star Wars coming up and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we could.
So,
Star Wars.
Yeah, we could probably talk about that we'll probably talk about that in part 2 of this one. But thanks for watching this one, and definitely comment below, rate, subscribe, and stuff if you like. Thanks for watching.
Bye guys.